You are watching the NCAA Softball Regionals presented by Capital One. And welcome to Gainesville, Florida, where this tournament officially kicks off this morning at Presley Stadium. The number 6 national seed Florida and the SWAC champions Florida A&M get the postseason started with all 64 teams beginning that march to the Women's College World Series. This is our Gainesville Regional double elimination format in this regional round. 3 days worth of games. One team will be left standing. You can take one loss, but you can't take a second. And we are about to get this postseason officially started. We are so ready to go. Hope you are as well. We say welcome upstairs here. That is Nicole Mendez, the Olympian, and the former 2-time national champion at Oklahoma, Kevin Fitzgerald, with you as well. You know, it felt like the lead up to this tournament, it felt like going in. This was one of the more highly anticipated tournaments in a number of years, and we get this thing started this morning.
I'll tell you what, I was so excited to see what the bracket had in store for us, and I'll tell you what, it did not disappoint. All across the board, it has been so competitive this year, and I think it's to the new format. But speaking of that format, I think a big reason of that is look how many teams have been ranked number 1 this season. Oklahoma, Tennessee, Nebraska, and Texas, and up at the top, Texas Tech. That is who, if both teams come out of this regional, Texas Tech and Florida could potentially face each other, but they have to get through the regional first. Taylor Shoemaker, she is somebody who is going to put a strong case for Florida. Just a ton of power only in her sophomore season. This is somebody who has led this team, and she's not alone in that as well. Jocelyn Erickson is another huge bat for Florida. She is somebody who has not only that power, but she is a leader. Where she goes, Florida softball goes. And Coach Tim Walton said, I love the RBIs. Can we get some more, please? It has been a career run for her. And she has over 70 RBIs this year between the two of them. They have over 121 RBIs, but they got an arm that they got to face up against first.
Yes, they do, and that is the 3-time all-conference proven tone setter in the circle for Florida A&M, Zoriana Hughes. A big reason why this program is here. They have been one of the consistent winners in their league for years. Finally broke through in the conference tournament last week, and in style. Braxton Battle bringing in the game-winning run in walk-off fashion to clinch their auto bid into this tournament. And we get this postseason started when we return.
The NCAA Softball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
The Gators have been to the last two Women's College World Series. They're looking to make their run to a third straight. The number 6 national seed faces this lineup for Florida A&M. And this is Brittany Beal's lineup card. At the top, it is Naraya Lee, Amaya Ramos, and Jamison Townsend in this starting lineup, brought to you by Capital One.
Yeah, Mari Brown in that 4 spot. That's who they want to pass the bat to. She's the player of the year. She's just a phenomenal spark plug, but Naraya Lee at the leadoff, she does such a good job of getting base runners on. You can have hitters that have power, but if there's no base runners, those RBI numbers are limited. And for the Rattlers, that is a key piece against Florida, because you know that the Gators, they're going to score. And speaking of minimizing damage, Keegan Rothrock, she is an absolute phenom in the circle. We're seeing her have a year like she had in her breakout season her freshman year. Throws a rise ball in the high 70s. She's going to get a lot of swings and misses. And if you're Florida A&M, you want to be really disciplined.
Postseason officially underway for what felt like, in the weeks leading up to this one of the more anticipated NCAA softball championships in a number of years. We're happy that you're with us this weekend. A bevy of excellent games on tap all 3 days. Lee, the senior from Lilburn, Georgia, faces Rothrock. That one's a little high and away. This junior in the circle, she has been the standout and go-to centerpiece for Florida for years. Returned back to All-American form this season.
Just look at the number of innings that she's pitched as well. Typically, Florida, they do a good job of having a staff. An unexpected injury to Ava Brown kind of took her out of that starting spot on Saturday. So Rothrock, she's had to eat a lot of innings, 181 coming into this regional.
2-2 is on the way to the leadoff hitter, and that one is slashed foul.
Whenever you think of the damage that Rothrock can do, she has a ton of speed to her. Whenever you see that rise ball coming up and in, and then the very next pitch, she can throw an off speed that's over 10 miles an hour slower. So it's hard as a hitter to balance those two.
Gets Lee swinging through that one.
I mean, speak of the off speed, that changeup right there. You can see how out in front Lee was on that one. She was expecting something hard and away as a slapper. You're just trying to touch and go. But Rothrock, look at this placement. It's tight and inside and just elevated enough for, as a slapper, that's a hard place to keep your hands above the ball in. Great location.
Faces Amaya Ramos now with 1 gone. 26 wins for Rothrock. Posted the 2.55 ERA this year. You mentioned those 180 innings. She was the primary arm all season long. It's a little tight. And so the count's 2-0 to Ramos, who had a really good tournament last week in Gulfport, Mississippi. That's there for a strike. So Mike Burwell, he's our home plate umpire. Matt Dial is at first. Amaris Addison, the second base umpire. Kevin Condor over at third. So you mentioned Brown. She and Rothrock, they were that primary duo in recent years. Nice play by Kenley Cahalan. There's 2 gone.
It's a great snag there by Cahalan, just being able to reach over her third baseman, Grover. And that's an in-between play where if you're not communicating, that can create some chaos. You can see Grover's wanting to go for that and being able to go, okay, I know my shortstop's right there. I'm going to have to shorten up my stride and put a little bit more behind my arm. That was a really good play to make it look easy.
Yeah, they've been a good defensive team for much of the year. Jamison Townsend swings through that one. Townsend had a brilliant season, hit over 400, the sophomore from Orlando. Count evens at a ball and a strike.
tell you what about this Florida A&M team. They are a team that is scrappy, that is tough. They're going to fight to the first pitch to the very last pitch. They do not surrender lightly, and I think that's something where if you're coming into this regional, it's competitive 1 through 4 on these teams. So you have to have that mindset as a 4 seed. You have to have that belief and confidence. And also, you have to have those props in the dugout. Otherwise, how else are you going to create some rallies? They got fans, they got sombreros, they have everything to create that energy and get this regional off on a hot start.
They are out in full force in the first inning, the props. That's in there. Called third strike, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Rothrock and the Gators.
I mean, Rothrock, the pitches that she's been able to throw already this inning, just dominant, dominant, dominant. That is what we are expecting from these Florida Gators. We got ourselves a regional.
These Florida Gators, they won 48 games this year, 5th most in the nation, finished 3rd in that rugged SEC. They are known for their explosive offense. This is Tim Walton's lineup card presented by Capital One.
I mean, those top 2, we already talked about them and are open, but Jocelyn Erickson especially, one thing that she hit on when we got to talk to her was just being present. That has helped her, I mean, 20 home runs in a season. I feel like this year is the exception. We're seeing home runs galore all over the year, but what she's able to do has been phenomenal, and then she's going to have to start off hot against a pitcher like Hughes, who is riding that high. She has a rise ball, again, that gets that high swing rate. She likes to get hitters to chase out of the zone. She'll build that ladder. Does a really
First
good
pitch
job.
misses away, to Shoemaker.
She does a really good job, like you were saying, away, away, away. So she'll go with that rise ball, and then that screwball with the downward tit. That is going to be her best strike pitch.
She has been a proven winner for this program for years. Hits the outside corner that time. After landing on the all-conference first team last week, that is now 3 consecutive years for the junior. Established herself as one of the best arms in that league. Shoemaker, brilliant hitter, waiting on a 1-1. And there is just a lot of muscle at the top of this Florida order. It does a lot of damage. Two-1 from Hughes, and the sophomore from Fullerton fouls that one away. So what's going to be key for Hughes against this really potent offense?
I think that screwball with the downward tilt, I kind of mentioned it, but whenever it's running away, especially you look at some of the power that is at that top lineup that you talked about, they're lefties. So that screwball tilling away and down, it's going to be hard to generate as much power as something that's working in towards you.
So the count runs full to Shoemaker. You mentioned one of the two lefties at the top. It's the All-American lefties. And Shoemaker and Erickson. Shoemaker, a sophomore, going to be a bona fide two-time All-American. Hit .443 this year. Just an absurd number. Bounces that one, a high chop over to Brown. Got to be a quick throw. Great stretch at first for the out.
I love good defense. Kevin, I tell you this all the time, but good defense. They win championships, they win games, and this one is a high hop and just kind of takes Brown into that 5-6 hole, being able to shoot it over. And then how about that stretch and be able to keep that back foot on the bag? That's probably one of the hardest things to do as a first baseman, that toe still on the bag. Huge, huge first out.
I don't think they get the out without the stretch. That was impressive. Now it's Jocelyn Erickson. Takes the off speed away. Michaela Register, the first baseman, showing the athleticism. Florida A&M in Tallahassee, a couple hours away from Gainesville. We got to look one more time at this. It's impressive.
I don't think you see that as often as one might think for first baseman, but there's an underrated quality to a good first baseman and the impact that they can make on the game. Picks, stretches, they do it all. 3 balls in a row to Erickson. You can tell that this is a hitter that they do not want to give too much plate to, with good reason. You just saw that on your screen. 20 home runs. Just a ton of power that she's able to supply.
She's going to leave quite a legacy on this program. Takes that one for a strike. 3rd year in Florida. Was a part of those teams that made consecutive trips to Oklahoma City the last 2 years. She was a vital piece of each of those runs. Got a favorable count now and slaps that foul. So Hughes trying to retire these two really skilled hitters to set the tone in the first. Now they're the home run numbers.
I mean, she, even only being here for 3 years, to transfer over from Oklahoma, she settled in and really immersed herself into what it is to be a Gator. She's putting herself in the record books, that's for sure.
Big moment for Hughes and A&M in this first inning. That one is drilled into the gap in left center. It is down. Erickson on the way to second. The relay is late. It's a 1-out double. No hesitation around first base that time for Erickson.
Immediately off the bat, Kendra Falby, the first base coach, just pointing towards second, letting Erickson know she wants her to go ahead, stretch that out into a double. I think with Florida A&M just relaying that into a throw to the shortstop, a throw to the second baseman versus going all the way into second, we're going to see some aggression on Florida's part whenever it comes to balls hit in the outfield.
Ava Brown is the number 3 hitter in the order. And these Gators was just another splendid regular season. 48 wins, finished 3rd in the SEC behind Oklahoma and Alabama. Just consistent winners all year. Played a very difficult schedule as well. They are beginning their quest to get back to Oklahoma City in this tournament. Officially, postseason softball is back as we get it started here in Gainesville.
We're back, baby. We're back, and we are so excited. I mean, we get to kick it off, but there's going to be so many great games all throughout the weekend.
So Hughes has fallen behind Brown, 3-0. Tim Walton, 2+ decades now running this powerhouse program. Led Florida to their 2 national championships. They went back-to-back, 2014, 2015. They are regulars in Oklahoma City the last 2 decades.
Yeah, anytime that you see the Gators in postseason, they just go to another level, and I think it's how Tim Walton, he challenges his players. He doesn't make excuses, but he calls them up.
Over to the left side, so Erickson has to freeze, and so Florida A&M has got 2 outs in this first, and Hughes and the Rattlers are trying to toss a 0 up there to get this thing started in the first.
So far, they have done a really good job managing that top half of the lineup. You mentioned just the straight up star power, strength numbers that Florida has, but they have to get through one more with their number 4 hitter in Thomas, who has been just on a roll. I think that's why we're seeing her in that 4 spot and just being the key piece to connecting that top half of the lineup to the bottom for Florida.
Yeah, standout season. Redshirt freshman from Texas. Played really well in SEC play, exceeded expectations. Hughes fires a 1-0. It's off the outside edge. Sat out last season, and then in her first year on the field, hits .374. Landed on the all-conference first team. And before this next pitch, Brittany Beal, that's the head coach, the second-year boss, out in the circle right now.
Yeah, and if I'm Beal, I'm talking to Hughes, and I'm saying, you're doing a great job. You're managing really well, but one thing that I noticed is that changeup. It's floaty, it's at the right height, but it hasn't been called for a strike yet. It's just missing on that outside corner. And especially whenever you're earlier on in the count, as a pitcher, you can afford to give yourself a changeup just a little bit more over the plate because of the speed difference in the way that they've been pitching all these lefties in this top half of the lineup. You can afford that strike over the plate because it's a downward tilt. It's a little bit slower. So I think the message here is, hey, don't be afraid to throw it. Don't be afraid to toss that changeup over the plate a little bit more, because you can see just out in front enough to get a ground ball, let your defense work.
So it'd just be a really nice way to set the tone, a scoreless first. .2-0 now. That's slapped foul. Beal certainly sensing the importance of getting off on good footing against the number 6 national seed, Florida. What a job Beal has done. Just her second year with the program. They've been one of the better teams in the league both seasons. They finally break through, win the conference championship, and are back in the NCAA tournament. So it's a favorable count now to Thomas.
You look at what they've been able to do in their season. 9th tournament appearance. They're a frequent since 2017. So it's not unfamiliar territory, new territory for Beal, the new head coach.
That's ball 4. And a couple of runners on now for the Gators.
Number 31, Kenley Cahalan.
Kenley Cahalan, one of the veterans, senior from Alabama, with a chance to do some damage in the first inning. And so Hughes misses with that off speed again away.
Right now, not as big as a factor because hitters still trying to get the timing, but you get into those later innings, that changeup is going to be a crucial piece to be able to change balances and make these hitters have to consider it a factor.
Swing, that one is drilled, carrying back to the wall, and it hits off the base of the fence. It ricochets off of Douglas's mitt and goes over the fence. So 1 run comes home on the ground rule double.
Big smile there from Cahalan. You could hear it immediately off the bat, how hard that ball was hit. And it reaches almost all the way to the fence. I mean, this is a line drive up and away. She does a good job of keeping her hands high and carrying it. And this right here, just an unfortunate tip of the glove off of Douglas. I mean, she's doing her best just to get it into her glove and then just tips it right over. But honestly, I think this kind of works in favor for Florida A&M.
I might have saved a run.
Keeps that runner over at third.
Kendall Grover about to hit in a moment. So Tim Walton was just having a conversation with Kevin Condor. That's the third base umpire. So everybody's going to get together now.
And I wouldn't be surprised if this conversation here is, hey, my runner was at third base rounding whenever that double was called. Their hands went up, but she's rounding third. There's no way they get that throw in time. So I think that's what that conversation right there is about. But whenever you have ground rule double, you advance 2 bases.
Right.
And whenever you're base runner at first base, 2 bases is standing at third, regardless if you're fast, if you're slow, that is where you get placed. So that is why, not because would she have made it, would she not, but because that is the rule, you advance 2 bases.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Umpires talked. And so Hughes going back to work. 2 Gators in scoring position. And that one hit the left elbow. Now they're loaded.
And that comes on that off speed. We've been seeing lefty, lefty, lefty. The first righty that we see with that changeup, it flutters into that other batter's box and just nicks her right on the inside. And ducks on the pond. Gators in the pond? Is that what we want to call
They're
them?
lurking. Bases loaded, first inning in Gainesville. Cassidy McClellan is the right fielder from Lakewood Ranch, Florida, with a chance to put the number 6 national seed up by several runs in the first inning. Swing and a miss for strike 1. So even considering all of this, Hughes, you're still 1 out away from just allowing 1 run. That's it. Let's get back to this Gator offense for a moment. I mean, the numbers are staggering. They're top 10 of the nation at all of those really important categories. OPS as well. 1-1 is slapped foul. That home run number really impressive.
Well, all up and down that lineup. That's why you think, man, why are they so effective? Why is it so important? The swing like that as a hitter, that ball just misses. It goes straight back. You're right on it. That's why they're on their 7th hitter in the lineup here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, 29 pitch first inning for Hughes.
And all of that without a home run. So that goes to, can you hit the ball hard? Can you have quality contact? Can you be able to find the way to make that zone a little bit smaller for yourself as a hitter? Those borderline pitches, can you make that pitcher jump back and go, ooh, I feel like she's on that. Let me expand, take those, and then blast the one that's over the plate.
Hughes is still a strike away, and that's spoiled foul. McClellan broke out this year, career high 315 average. She's one of the many returning Gators that are in this lineup, looking to make a deep postseason run. 2-2 again. That one's hit in the air. It's got some flight to it. Douglas trying to line it up, and the inning is over. So Hughes gets out of it. Digs deep, allows the 1. Gators on the board first. Today, the NCAA softball regionals are loaded on the SEC network. Look who's coming up next. The #1 overall national seed will face USC Upstate at 1 Eastern. Then Oklahoma and Tennessee begin their postseasons against Binghamton and Northern Kentucky, respectively. Regional round. Could be as many as 7 games at each site through Sunday this weekend. Double elimination format. Nicole, you know it. You can drop 1 game. You can't drop a second in this weekend.
Yeah, and I think that's a benefit of what the NCAA tournament is you get 2 games. You look back to last weekend, Florida themselves, they lost 1 game and they're out of the SEC conference tournament. Just 1. So this one, you have 2 times where you get that chance to come back. You get to claw and make your way back to the top.
Keegan Rothrock begins her 2nd inning of work against Amari Brown. That is the player of the year in the SWAC. Well, you saw it a couple of moments ago. The FAMU fans, they have showed up. Tallahassee, couple hours away. That's it from Gainesville. Talking to Coach Beal about that. She goes, oh yeah, we've had a lot of folks text us throughout the course of the week saying we will be there. 1 away for Rothrock in the 2nd.
She was saying it wasn't just the families, it's admin, it's
oh, yeah.
athletics, it's just fans, straight up fans of Florida A&M, and they want to be out there, they want to be watching, and fortunately it's just a couple hours away, so they can.
Keely Spooner is the catcher, takes that one for a strike. I've been able to hold out till the 2nd inning. I mean, that Rattler logo, I've been waiting to say this. I've always loved the Rattler logo. That is a terrific one.
It's so sick. I love it.
Spooner has been a terrific hitter, by the way. You saw the numbers, all conference selection. Hit close to 370 this year.
I mean, look at where she is in the conference. Top 10, top 5, top 3.
Got to protect here, Nicole, and that one runs in tight. And this FAMU program, they played a number of power conference teams throughout the season, but it's been a while. And so the challenge today is you're facing a frontline ace like Rothrock, an All-American.
Well, you have that arm speed as well. Just almost up in the 80s consistently, and then you have the split with her off speed.
Swing and a miss. That's her 3rd strikeout.
We were just talking about the splits that you saw. You go tight in on the hands, just that last pitch, and then this one goes up in the zone. Look at that spin rate. I mean, that spin is so tight as a hitter. It looks like it's coming in lower, and then last minute it jumps well above the shoulders. That's where that discipline and being able to adjust to that speed comes in handy. One thing, if I'm Florida A&M, I'm looking towards that early first few pitches. Those first 3 pitches, Rothrock has been dealing with that first pitch strike, 2nd pitch, getting that strike in. A lot of these hitters are taking it early and falling in pitcher's counts.
Rothrock's a strike away from retiring the side in order again. Douglas, the junior from Alabama, has fallen into a hole. Rothrock has returned to All-American form this season. Ready to go within 0-2. Swing and a miss, and the inning is over. It's a 9-pitch, 1-2-3 second, and Rothrock is dealing.
Talk about efficient. Rothrock, she is the ace of this Florida staff for a reason. The spin, the speed, it is all there. Florida, they are dealing this game.
The Women's College World Series, it returns to Oklahoma City, and the action begins Thursday, May 28th at noon Eastern. That's live on ESPN. And for more information, visit ncaa.com, the home for all NCAA championships. Will these Gators, after they thrived this season, will they be there again for a third straight year?
I mean, I feel like that's a question that we've been asking all across the country for a lot of these teams, a lot of these regional hosts. How competitive? That's something we talked about this year's tournament for the road to the Women's College World Series has been.
It seems like there's just a number of teams, maybe more than there typically is going into a postseason, have a chance to win it all. Madison Walker, by the way, leads off for Florida, the number 8 hitter, against Zoriana Hughes to start this second frame. Gators got a run in the first, left the bases loaded though. It's on the outside edge for a strike. What do you make of that, how this year has unfolded and how many title contenders there are?
I think it's fun, and it creates a lot of buzz, a lot of excitement, not just in the Women's College World Series or Supers, but here in regionals. It's a really good pitch. That is a rise ball that you want to see if you're Hughes, out of the zone, getting those hitters to swing and miss. That is when she's at her best, is whenever she's able to elevate up with that rise ball. And then once she nails that changeup, it's going to be a different look that Florida is going to have to face.
And that second pitch missed, so it's now a 2-1 count. Pardon me, the count runs 3 balls and a strike to Walker. Zoriana Hughes, that is their frontline ace for years. Junior from Lake City, Florida, a little north of Gainesville. Not far from Jacksonville is where she grew up. Walker takes that one above the letters. And so the Gators have the leadoff hitter aboard in the second. Gabby Comia hits next. Now, Hughes was sensational last week along with her counterpart Samantha Smith in that SWAC tournament. Appeared in 3 games, 1.68 ERA in those just about 17 innings of work. And that was a gritty, tenacious run to the SWAC championship for the Rattlers. It was a double elimination format a week ago in Gulfport, so they lose the first game of that championship series against Southern. They got to bounce back, and in resilient fashion, they won in walk-off fashion to clinch the auto bid. Comia showing bunt, takes it for a strike.
Well, again, it goes back to they're a gritty, tough team. And whenever you're going up against them, you may feel confident, you may feel comfortable, but if you ease off the gas pedal even for a second, they're going to notice, they're going to feel it, and they're going to go right back at you.
She is out at first. Anaya Canty throws out Comia. She's tapping the sides of the helmet. That's the indicator of, hey, coach, we might want to look at this one.
This bunt is beautifully placed, and it's a really good job of just detonating the ball. But you look at how quickly she's able to get down the line. I think more so than the placement. If I'm Tim Walton, I also am wanting to replay this call. And that foot gets down right before that ball gets in the glove. It's a really good job. And a lot of times these coaches, they rely on the runners, they rely on the first base coach. When to challenge, when not to challenge. If you, this year, coaches, if you get a challenge correct, you get to keep it. Coaches get 2. If you don't, you lose it. Umpire challenges, they don't come into effect. They can initiate their own challenge until the 6th inning and beyond. So up until then, it's up to the coach's discretion. So you're really relying on those players. Hey, was she really out? Were you really safe? And you get to make those calls.
Yeah, that's the clear indicator. Comia's right foot on that double base. I'm with you, because I thought Canty handled this pretty well. To me, that is just a really well-placed bunt.
Yeah, and where Canty has that big struggle is that ball is dead. It's not moving. So on the run is very difficult with the still ball. That was the best play that she could make, but it was great location, great placement.
Centralized replay review system in the postseason. So the umpires get the assist from the review center in Pittsburgh.
Further review, the ruling has been changed. The runner's safe. Florida retains their challenge. They have 2 remaining.
Gators have 2 aboard.
Coach is talking to umpire about maybe possible illegal pitch before that one, obstruction.
Nothing. Center field number 21, Taylor Shoemaker.
Something else that she could be talking about is where were her feet whenever she placed down that bunt? Was she in the box, out of the box? So if you have less than 2 strikes and your foot is out of the box, then that will be counted as a foul ball. It won't be counted as a fair ball, automatically called dead. So I think this is a conversation that she's also having too. And you look at that back foot. I think that is something that she could kind of challenge. I don't think she wants to go to the challenge this early, but that is something where you look at how she's playing this. She's a smart coach. She sees the game in multiple different ways.
You were right on. She basically, as she was talking with the home plate umpire, put that right arm out to indicate exactly what you've alluded to. So we go back to the top of the order. Taylor Shoemaker hits with 2 on and nobody out. One of the elite hitters in the sport. A little low, and so the count evens at a ball and a strike. And Shoemaker, just a sophomore. It's been extraordinary. An All-American a year ago. This season raised her play. She's got the favorable count.
Well, in this day and age, whenever you have that freshman year, you can see in 2025, 22 home runs, 86 RBIs, 389 batting average. Those power numbers as far as home runs are a little bit down, but she is consistently performing at that high level. And in this day and age, that is hard to do, especially as a sophomore. We all know it, we all dread it, the sophomore slump. So being able to stay curious and stay hungry and be present, I think that's really allowed her to continue to play at that elevated level.
Swings and hits it hard into center. The center fielder was playing back towards the track. So this is going to bring in a run. Shoemaker puts the home team up 2-0.
Well, we mentioned aggressive base running. Being able to get 2 runs in on a line drive out to center field, that is huge. Lee's playing pretty deep, and rightfully so. Shoemaker, she has a lot of pop and power. But Tim Walton, he knows that Florida A&M, they like to go through relays. So as soon as you see that as an aggressive base running team, I'm sending my runner that extra base.
Spooner calls time before Erickson hits again. Now she doubled her first time up. It seems like the one thing that Walton wants to see a lot more of this weekend, wants to see his team do some damage in situations like this. The extra base hits, the big ones that can turn the momentum of games. And one time through the order, they have put the ball into play. They've hit it hard.
If I'm Florida and I want to feel comfortable and confident, I want to set the tone early with minimizing runners left on base. Last inning, Florida left the bases loaded. And the second one, to your point, extra base hits. Can you get that single stretched out into a double, allowing those runners to be able to continue running around the base path?
They had 2 in that opening inning. Shoemaker just hit one really hard a moment ago.
I think whenever we got the chance to talk to Hughes and Spooner, their relationship is just very light, very friendly. And so being able to notice, okay, you gave up a big hit, you gave up 2 runs, then 3 balls in a row to probably one of the best hitters in this lineup. Let me call time. Let me just make light of the situation, get my pitcher back into feeling like herself and focusing less on the hitter and more on her pitches.
That reset, it's so important, especially when the stakes are high this weekend. As she misses outside, that's a 4-pitch walk to Erickson. And the heart of the order continues to roll along here. The 3-hitter, Ava Brown, is about to hit in a big spot. There's Smith on the left, and Spada on the right. You got a couple of arms getting ready.
Rightfully so, 2 free passes this inning and bases loaded. The Gators, they score quickly once they get going. That's what Tim Walton said. He likes it whenever you get those quick runs, those quick hits, because those runs follow right behind and they don't stop.
So Hughes is having a little trouble finding the zone in this second inning. Well, you know the importance of not just getting ahead early, but winning that first game or 2 in this regional round. It's there for a strike.
I've done it both ways. Let me tell you, it's a lot easier whenever you win your first game versus losing and having to come back. It can be done, but it's a lot easier. And especially whenever you look at the innings on these arms in the circle, it's really important to minimize those innings thrown as much as possible in this postseason.
Again, double elimination format. So if you lose on Friday or Saturday, if you'd want to advance, you're playing 5 games over the course of 3 days in order to get out of this round. A little different than playing 3. 2-0, that's chopped foul. And so Hughes has got 2 strikes on Ava Brown. That is the junior and captain from Montgomery, Texas. 2-way player. She's been limited in the circle this year due to a leg injury that was sustained back in late February. But she has showed her grittiness and resilience. Has come back, has been a staple in the order, and has hit effectively. 2-2. Off speed, waited on it. Lost that one into the gap and left center. It's down. 2 runs are in. Brown is at second. It's a 2-run double.
This is a great job by Ava Brown waiting on that changeup. This is one of the few that we've seen that have been elevated up in the zone. Normally we've seen them down at the knees. So being able to just handle that very well, drive all the way through. Look at that extension. You kind of see that double clutch reset and just sends it. And we were just talking about extra bases. Ava Brown getting a double is huge because now 2 runs come across the board.
And that very much was a focal point. Final few weeks of the season, and especially going into the postseason for Walton and his staff. Townsend Thomas, and she was one of the breakout stars in the league. Redshirt freshman has got a chance to bring in some more. Now Thomas walked her first time up. That's one of 4 Gators that have reached on the freebie already today. A walk or a hit by pitch. Hughes is trying to get the first out of the inning.
Going back to Ava Brown, this is, like you said, a captain, a leader who has been struggling with injury, struggling with figuring out, can I pitch, can I hit, can I play? An injury back in February kind of sidelined her for about a month before she was able to hit. Saw an appearance recently in the circle against Georgia, not the outing that she wanted to have. So it's always touch and go as far as what she's able to handle with the injury. But I think to the point of being able to stay locked in and focused, that is not an easy task to do as a one-way player, much less a utility. So
Right.
the fact that she's able to lead this team and lead herself.
It's on the outside edge for a strike. I mean, it goes without saying, that is a big piece that Florida has been missing predominantly in the circle this year. That's hit hard. This one is up in the air, out to left. Douglas is there for the first out. Erickson tags and scores. It's 5-zip.
The production that Florida has. We were just talking about whenever they score quickly. And even with that one, the first out of the inning, that's a high, deep fly ball. It gives your runner at third enough time to come in to score. This is the Florida offense that we didn't really get to see as much in the last few outings. Defensively, they look a lot sharper. Offensively, they look like they're right back on track.
Yeah, just a good start. Douglas getting some work this inning. Makes that catch for the second out. So Hughes has retired Thomas and Cahalan back-to-back here. 1 out away from putting it into the second. But it's already a 4-run second inning for the number 6 national seed. Grover saw one pitch back in the first inning, got hit on that left elbow guard. Takes a strike at the knees. Florida had some big wins throughout the year, which is always the case when you play in the SEC. They played a challenging schedule. A lot of tournament teams they played in the regular season. What a rip and a catch at third. Canty is right there with the lunge to the right to put an end to the second inning. Florida does get 4. They're up 5-0 after 2. Gainesville Regional. Coming up after this first game, it'll be Texas State and Georgia Tech. The winners of these 2 games today, they meet tomorrow, bright and early, 10 a.m. Eastern. They're called double elimination format. Again, you can take 1 loss, the second ends your season. So it is vital to not just win today, but try to win the first 2 games of this weekend.
Yeah, I think the first one, you're really setting the tone for how you're going to compete over the weekend. And I'm looking ahead just a little bit to Texas State and Georgia Tech. The importance of winning that first game, because you're going to have to go through the winner of this game and then go through the winner of Sunday, possibly 2. So it comes down to, with those 2 teams, they have pitchers who are kind of one arm on that team, and they are riding those pitchers hard. So you want to minimize those innings as much as possible. Rothrock for Florida, talk about riding a pitcher for innings. A lot of innings underneath her belt, getting the start today. But I will say, she's been efficient. Last
Super
inning,
efficient.
9
Yep.
pitches.
She's faced 6. She's retired them all, and she struck out 4 of those 6. So she faces Samantha Smith. That's the 2-way player in the 7-hole in the order for A&M. Smith, Register, and Canty due up in the top half of the 3rd. And the count evens at a ball and a strike. Smith has got some pop, 7 homers. She was brilliant in the circle last week in Gulfport. Wound up earning the SWAC Most Outstanding Player, that tournament award. And so we start to connect the dots of all of the regionals and the bracket. Whoever advances out of this Gainesville regional, they potentially would face Texas Tech and Nyjah Canady if that national seed does advance. That runs inside, might have caught Smith. And so she will take her base. Yeah, there is the Lubbock Regional. Texas Tech gets its postseason started later. Now, Texas State is in our regional. They might say, yeah, what's the big deal? We already beat them earlier this year, Texas Tech.
Yeah, I think you look across not just the regionals, but the super regional matchups, and it's not just whenever you're looking at the host sites, the host teams on those matchups for potential supers, but also who is in each regional. Like you said, Texas State, they're not the host of this Gainesville regional, but they have played Texas Tech before. They've beaten Texas Tech, so it's no surprise. This year, the tournament is so competitive.
So Moreau pinch runs for Smith over at first base. And Michaela Register hits for the first time. This is the junior from Dexter, Georgia. First-year Rattler, been in the starting lineup all season long in the infield.
One thing that's difficult whenever you come in looking to sacrifice bunt off of a rise ball pitcher is the way that the ball moves through the zone. If you leave that barrel underneath it at all, that ball is going to be popped right up. Saw the last 2 foul balls.
Got to protect here. It's a difficult ask against Rothrock. And there's 1 out. So she has fanned 5 of the first 8 hitters that she's faced.
I mean, she has been absolutely dealing on another level. You can see the tight spin, that one just moving across through the zone. And I really think that her speed today has provided her a lot of advantages. Even that one, a pitch that doesn't have that up movement, but that late break on that curve.
Yeah, Canty was trying to move the runner over, could not get it done either. Rothrock, the dominant ace in the circle for years for these Gators. He's got 2 strikes here on Canty, hitting for the first time. And she's thrown a lot of innings. Rothrock has in her career, close to 600 in these 3 years. Coming home with the 0-2. It's on the way. Last year, dealt with some nagging injuries. Remember her freshman year, she was the breakout star for Florida. Led this team the Women's College World Series semis. And then this year, returned back to that All-American form. Why? What have you noticed? What has she done better this year?
One thing that she's talked about is just how she's been able to focus and tune out the noise.
Fires. That's down and in.
Whenever you think about playing in the zone, right, and the crowd noise fades away, she describes it as TV static, where all you hear is just fuzziness all around and no thoughts going on. You're in that zone, and I think it's safe to say that she is in the zone today. 6 strikeouts on the day. The way that she has been in sync with her body, in sync with her catcher. Her pitches have been moving and dancing across the zone. I asked her, I was like, when do you know that you're in that zone? When do you know whenever you have that static going on? And she was just saying, I think it starts from the very beginning. And it starts whenever she's warming up at the bullpen. It starts whenever she's in the dugout before she even steps on the mound. It starts with those warm-up pitches. Can you stay locked in and focused? And I think she has a couple of key players, a couple of key coaches that she goes to help her stay locked in.
Runner on the move. Erickson's throw is there. Inning over. Erickson had to sweep to her left and throw a strike to get Smith.
How about that? Even though there's a free pass, you get the minimum face. A throw by Erickson keeps it clean.
Brilliant games all weekend long in this regional round. Don't miss a minute of the action. We're going to take you to the best live action on 7 Innings Live. It's on the ESPN app. You can see it every game, every big moment on the road to the Women's College World Series. Only on the ESPN networks. Tori Vidalis, Tara Henry, Dari Noka, Lissa Lang, everybody going to be bringing you the best moments from coast to coast, all 16 regional sites.
Man, it is a party over there. I love the fact that they do that, though, because, and this is such a great way to learn if you're just tuning in and you're going, I don't really know what's been going on all season. They do such a great job of breaking it down in a way where you go, oh, I understand it. Oh, I get it.
64 teams. When they started their season, they had a goal to reach this stage. And now the next step for all of them is advancing. Bottom 3, Cassidy McClellan leads off against Zoriana Hughes, who has worked really hard to deal with this Gators lineup. First couple of innings, she got out of that first inning jam by stranding the bases loaded, but Florida got to her in the second, scored 4, and so it's 5-zip. McClellan flew out to left her first time up, and now she's got the favorable count, 3 balls and a strike. Postseason softball officially back. It's every team that reaches this stage, it's a reset this week. You flip the page to that next chapter. So McClellan works the leadoff walk. Since 2005, this Florida program has won the 2 titles. It has.
They've been consistent with making a ton of appearances to the Women's College World Series. No strangers to what it takes to be here in postseason, what it takes to, I think if you're a team, one of those 64 teams, it takes a lot and a long body of work to be one of those 64. But once you're in the tournament, it's a quick turnaround. You have to find a way to go to the next level. You have to dig deep. Your bodies are tired, you're fatigued, does not matter. Gators, they know how to do it. 2014, 2015 national champions, but they've been in the final 4 teams left standing at the Women's College World Series. They've gone to the Women's College World Series. They've gone to Supers. They know what it takes, and they get hot in a hurry. And I think for Florida A&M, they know that. They saw what happened last inning, and they're going to make a change, and they're going to try to adjust and get themselves back into this game.
Hughes is off. Espada is in. Nobody out here in the third. Hughes started this third inning, walked the leadoff hitter, and the ace of the Rattlers staff is off. And in comes the freshman from Claremont, Florida. That is Soraya Espada. With the Gators leading 5-zip, it's an early pitching change for Florida A&M.
Well, it feels like an early pitching change. We're only here in the third inning, but you look at the lineup, this is now the 3rd time through the lineup. So you have hitters that are familiar with what Hughes was throwing. Time to go in a different direction, get a different look. And that's what you're going to get from Espada. She throws a lot of drop balls. So she's trying to feed her defense. Right now, with the runner on first, this is a great opportunity for a double play. Curveball, screwball as well behind that.
Madison Walker reaches for that one, lines it out to center, and Lee makes the catch. So there is one out. Good start for this rookie who has provided nice pitching depth this year. And we just talked about it a few moments ago. Long weekend. You could be playing a number of games. So Hughes comes out after throwing 66. And that go-to tandem for A&M, it's Hughes and Smith. And so here down 5-0, Florida A&M turns to Espada. Gabby Comia singled her last time up. Remember, it was that beautiful bunt, and the runner is safe at second. Boy, Ramos reached for it, fumbled it, and actually batted it towards the second base bag. So it's a closer play than it initially looked.
I initially thought that ball was going to go through the infield. It's a nice job by Ramos just keeping a hold of it, but how about Brown being able to catch it out of the air? I mean, she tried her best to stick the foot, do the stretch, just a little bit too late, but that was a great effort there.
Well, they almost got the runner at second base there. Nevertheless, 2 aboard with 1 out, and here is that mighty portion of the order.
Well, to your point, they almost got that runner out. It was a slap and run. That runner was going on that pitch as well. So that tells you how quickly that play unfolded.
Taylor Shoemaker knocked in a run in the second. That's down to the dirt. And so she is ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Shoemaker, the sophomore from Fullerton. Quite simply been one of the best in the SEC for years.
And this is where you see Florida A&M struggling. That pitch is a borderline pitch. You want that pitch called for a strike. Rothrock is getting those because she has established I can hit the zone consistently. Florida A&M, they haven't been able to do that yet.
Every Florida hitter now twice through the order has either worked a walk, has earned that freebie, or has put the ball into play. 3-1 is hit hard. That is through the right side, a base hit. McClellan gets the green light and scores. 6-0.
Tim Walton said a huge focus for this offense coming into this year, and they have continued to keep it. It's not the home run, it's not the launch angle, but it's can you swing hard? Can you be aggressive? Hit that ball hard. And it doesn't matter if it's up in the air or down on the ground. If you're hitting that ball with hard exit velo, it's going to find gaps, it's going to find holes, and you're going to get those runs across. Again, Florida up 6-0 and not a home run yet.
Runner on the go. Oh, this throw is errant. Here comes the runner from third, and they played another. Shoemaker rounding third. She scores! A stolen base attempt turns into a cleared base pass for Florida. They get 2 here.
And this is the aggressive base running that we've talked about the entire time. This is a little bit of a miscue and a late jump from Brown over at shortstop. That ball gets passed, and then, like you said, a couple of errant throws, a couple of bobbles, and you get 1 run across. Tim Walton knows how much speed that he has on the bases with Shoemaker, and he goes, let's continue to push it. Go ahead and try to get another run, and they do. And Florida now up 8-0.
They put the pressure on in a variety of ways this inning. Shoemaker was at the slow motion look of the jog. He's covered a lot of ground there around the base paths. You saw the FAMU defense. They just huddled around the circle, trying to find a way to reset and refocus. And they are now in that big 8-0 hole in the third. It's going to be 2 errors, correct? So that's going to be a 2-error sequence. And Erickson takes that for a strike, counts 1-2.
I do like the fact that FAMU, they came together, they did talk it out. Oftentimes, those errors and those miscues come because the team is speeding things up out of control. Being able to stop and slow back down is going to be important. Right now, they're in danger of run rule. Still a couple of innings until that can really be in effect. So if you can find a way to get out of this inning, get some runs across the board, you're continuing to stretch out this game, give yourself opportunity.
Erickson hits it hard. That one hops the fence. Jocelyn Erickson with a 1-out double. And the hits keep on coming here for Florida. It's now 9. Second double of the afternoon for Erickson.
Just the way that she is able to get the barrel out. Her hands are probably one of the fastest in college softball. The way that she's able to get to a whole slew of pitches, but especially that elevated inside pitch, very difficult for a lot of hitters to handle. She does it, and she makes it look easy.
Ava Brown is the next hitter. Erickson, remember, a couple of weeks ago, a first-round draft choice in that AUSL draft. So she's got the professional career on the horizon. And she's been a prolific player for so many years. Started at Oklahoma, transferred to Florida, former National Player of the Year.
She's a 2-time Golden Glove winner. She won't get the opportunity to get it behind the plate this year, only because she's been splitting time between catcher and first base.
Yeah.
And I'm just
know
like,
that
we
one
can
is-
continue to sing her praises. And that one is one where I go, man, like, if you were just now learning about who Jocelyn Erickson is, you're going, oh, that's great. No, what she does is so uncommon and so consistently great. I think you get a little spoiled whenever you look at that, and it rolls off the tongue really nice, but the body of work that she does consistently is just phenomenal for Florida, but just as an athlete, what she's been able to do consistently.
This one is hit hard up in the air out to left. Douglas near the wall. Has enough room to make the catch. That's the second out here in the third. So that's a couple of balls that have reached the track in left field.
I haven't quite seen the power yet, and I think that's a good sign for Florida. Is I like whenever a team has that home run power. It's important to have that in postseason, but even more so, can you score runs even without the long ball? Can you find a way to get it done and pass the bat? And Florida has so far this game.
They have 8 runs and counting. Townsend Thomas is trying to bring in Erickson in scoring position. Boy, Thomas got a lot of praise from Tim Walton. We spoke with him yesterday just about how her year has unfolded. Has handled the ruggedness of the SEC so well in her first season. Redshirted a year ago. And this season was fearless at the plate. And she can do a lot of, she's a very versatile hitter. You just saw there that creep ahead, she can slap. But talk about exit velo, yeah, it comes off the bat hard.
I love a hitter who's a triple threat, a girl after my own heart here. If you're able to show bunt, also have a placement slap, and then also be able to swing away, you're going to see your infield shifting around, defense shifting around a lot.
Hasn't been much here from Espada that she's been able to hit, so that is a walk. Second time Thomas has reached. So not a single Gator has struck out here through the first 2.5 times through the order. And these Gators have bludgeoned opponents in the first few innings. You know, Walton likes to say that. You got to punch first. And they have done that. This one is ripped to right, a dive. What a catch from Townsend. Inning is over. So she robs Cahalan of extra bases. The Gators, though, pad its lead. They're up 8-zip. Shoemaker and the Gators putting the pressure on. Florida scores 3 more in the third. It's got the 8-0 lead. Start of the fourth. And we say hello for the first time today to the longtime head coach, Tim Walton. Coach, thanks for taking a moment to put the headset on here. Talked a lot about exit velocity, doing some damage, extra base hits offensively going into this tournament. What have you made of what you've seen first few innings?
You're good. I think probably the thing that stands out to me the most is our plate discipline. Not going to chase. Do a good job getting balls over the plate and staying on time with it. Even a few of our outs have been really stung pretty well, so I'm really happy with the way we're swinging the bat right now.
Talk about being happy. It gives you the chance to bring Oxley into the game. What are you looking from her? Also, Coach, poker face with the shades on. I can't even see anything. You're locked in.
I'm taking after you when you played. So the goal for us, obviously, like I told you guys yesterday, the key is just keep it simple. Really laser focused. Come out here, pound the zone, do a good job, give us a chance. We're not really setting goals here. Just the main thing is get the first batter out. Let's go.
Coach, thanks for doing this.
Thank
good
you
luck
guys.
This weekend.
Appreciate you. Go Gators.
So the Shays, yeah, you're a fan, huh?
I was a fan. I mean, Tim Walton, he's kind of under the radar, but you look at his shoe game, the sunglasses, a couple of his Florida Gator hats.
There is a quiet confidence there.
Quiet
Caitlin
confidence.
Oxley, that's the sophomore. 22nd appearance of the season. She and a handful of others have provided that pitching depth behind Rothrock this season. And after Rothrock threw 38 pitches, that's all 3 no-hit innings. With Florida up a wide margin here, smart move to go to the bullpen, and there's 1 quick out. Lee is retired.
This inning started in a hurry, but right where Rothrock left off, I think to your point, you're going to need more than one arm to get through not just this regional, but supers through the Women's College World Series. And that, I know Tim Walton said, there's no goal for us here. The ultimate goal, though, for them is get to the championship game, win a national championship. That is the mindset that they're having. That's the standard that they instill in their players. And so you're going to need more than one arm with the way hitters are going this year.
Well, behind Rothrock this season, given Brown's injury, it has been Oxley, Miller, and Stevens. I mean, that has been the primary trio of arms that Walton has used behind their ace. This is the number 2 hitter, Amaya Ramos. This is a flare into shallow right. It is down for Florida A&M's first hit of the afternoon. It was up there for a while. You had a whole bunch of players converging, and it falls between them.
I don't know if this will come in as an error made on the field, but Comia looked like she was tracking that really well. And then her last 4 or 5 steps, you can see where she gets called off. She kind of gives up on it. Shoemaker last minute makes an attempt to dive into it, but that's why those are called the Bermuda Triangles, is because it's in the middle of those 3. You have to be able to make that call early as an outfielder if you want to get that catch, because it's pretty shallow. You have to make sure that you're also in range to be able to make that catch as well.
Yeah, there was that last-second hesitation from Comia. Not sure if maybe the sun was
It looked like she was
one.
tracking and she got called off. And so whenever you hear that as a second baseman, you hear your outfielder, your center fielder specifically calling you, you're supposed to bail. And I think she did what she heard. But it just comes down to communication.
Another weak pop-up. Comia handles this one. 2 out. And Townsend is retired.
She said, no. This one is all mine.
Yeah.
No mistaking that there. You could tell right off the bat. And also, I love the way that whenever she tossed that ball in to Oxley, she's like, hey, 2 outs. You know what? There's a runner on, but let's just get out of here without any other damage.
Amari Brown, the player of the year in the SWAC this season. Hits for the 2nd time. Popped out to Comia her last time up. The numbers are really impressive. And it's been quite the ascension for Brown. Starts at a junior college in Florida. Transfers to FAMU. 2nd season. Turned in an all-time sort of a year. Inning comes to a close, and Florida right now is 3 outs away from a potential run rule victory to kick off its weekend.
The NCAA Softball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Back in Gainesville, beware when you're on the golf course in these parts. 8-0 Florida Gators on the softball field. And they are now 3 outs away from a run rule victory to open up this regional weekend. The 8 hits, 5 walks, 1 hitter has been hit. You got 4 of those 8 hits are doubles. They've done their damage.
Yeah, I think the consistency that they have been searching for, it has shown up in a hurry. And it helps whenever you're having those discipline at bats, the way that Walton was talking about. You mentioned earlier on in the game about how important it is to be able to narrow in the zone, kind of tone it in. Just done a good job of being patient and waiting for that pitch that comes over the plate. Doesn't need to be over the middle, but anything not necessarily on the corner, they have just been hitting hard.
Yeah, the attention to detail has been strong today. Espada begins her first full inning of work, came out of the bullpen in that 3rd. And faces Grover, McClellan, and Walker. Now, sometimes these first games, the national seed against the 4 seed in the regional, and in recent years, it feels like some of these games have been more adventurous than they typically are. And you got Florida here that has done its work offensively, and they've also held Florida A&M to just 1 hit. That's all. So that is another freebie. So that is the 5th walk, or make it the 6th. Remember, when this one concludes, we've got Texas State and Georgia Tech. That could be a very compelling game coming up after this one. 1:30 is our first pitch time in Gainesville. Double elimination format. You can take 1 loss, you cannot take a second. And this regional round, it favors the teams that not only win that first game, but the first 2 on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, that is definitely a game I am so excited that we're going to get the chance to see here live in Gainesville. Gorgeous Friday. Not a cloud in the sky, but perfect weather.
We were both a little thrown off by it is less humid. It's a less humid Gainesville than it typically is. Love the sound of that. Matsuno, by the way, is the pinch runner over at first.
Tell you what, Kevin, our producer is very glad that you don't believe in the jinx, so me too.
Oh, they're not real. Jinxes don't exist. 0-2 is in the dirt. Either that or I'm really pushing it. Really pushing fate here.
Was it that Steve Carell from The Office said, I'm not superstitious, I'm just a little stitious?
A little bit. Just a little. That's on the outside edge. A called third strike, and McClellan goes down. So that is the first Florida Gator to strike out as Spada took some off of that one.
Look at this off speed on that outer corner. You can kind of see where it floats in, just right at the belt line. And she's done a good job since she's come in of just consistently giving her defense opportunities. But that one right there, that was all her, just nailing that pitch. But she continues to go after.
Yeah.
I was about to say, she continues to go after these hitters. That pitch right there, that will get called for a strike.
Ella Wesolowski replaced Erickson behind the plate in the top half of that fourth inning. So she hits for the first time in place of Walker. And you got two gone, a near collision there. I think it was Douglas. Yeah, winds up making the catch. No confusion. You got Lee and Douglas. They're going to have to get back on track. With a lot of softball this weekend.
Well, one thing that was talked about is how loud this park is, how loud it is in just a regional in general. And so whenever you're in the outfield, it's kind of hard to hear each other's voices. You have to be extra loud. You have to call it multiple times just to clear up any confusion.
I understand the center fielder's call, it takes precedence. Position you played. Was that Douglas's ball? It seemed like she had a better play on that one.
I mean, with a ball up in the air and a runner at first base, it could have been either one. So if you're center field, you can call it off. The angled throw to second base, I think that's easier for Douglas, but no one's running on that one.
So with 2 outs now in this home fourth, Gabby Comia, or excuse me, pinch hitter. This is Julia Desiderio, the senior from Florida, hits for the first time. So these Gators, remember, they are 3 outs away from a run rule victory in this regional opener. If one team leads by 8 or more after at least 4.5, game's over. Again, it's a long weekend. Tim Walton was very frank with you. He did not know the status or his ability to use Brown in the circle moving forward. So a shortened game 1, that favors any team. It's there for a strike. Keegan Rothrock started for these Gators through just 38 pitches, 3 no-hit innings. Rothrock is her usage has been very high this year, with Brown only throwing 1/3 of an inning since late February, and that injury. That's a walk, 2 aboard.
That's where this offense has come into kind of knowing your role, not just where you are in the lineup, but as a lineup in general. You have a pitcher who is out and injured, so everyone else is having to carry the load. This is also a small roster, 17 players on it. You have several of them who are just pitchers, so you don't have as many utilities and spots that you can mess around with. Tim Walton, he's been able to make the most of the players that he does have and make them utilities. But as an offense, if you're able to score that many runs that early in a game, it allows Oxley to come in, get those innings. She's a really good pitcher, and so just being able to get that experience in a regional is huge. She's going to continue to build on that. But it rests the arm of Rothrock, and she's able to be fresh.
Taylor Shoemaker today, couple of hits, knocked in a run each time she put the ball into play. And there's 2 on here with 2 out. Shoemaker drills it. This one's going back near the wall. Goodbye!
Somebody bust out the sirens. Taylor Shoemaker, she sends this one deep and out, not just out of the field, but out of the park. Hit deep to right center field. This is right in her wheelhouse, low and in. You see the way that her barrel angle is able to go down and get through it. The extension on that swing is what sends it out of there. And honestly, such a quick fashion. That ball was a rocket.
Took out a couple of branches. 100 home runs now on the year for Florida, which entering the tournament was top 10 in the nation. It's a gaudy total. And that 3-run blast, probably the finishing touches and the exclamation point, perhaps on this opener.
How's that for a nice round number? 100 home runs on the season. And the fact that this is the 5th time that they've done this, Florida, they're not new to this, they're true to this.
Erickson's got the 2 doubles today. A lot of extra base hits. That's now 5, actually. Florida 4 doubles and a homer today. And they were patient, worked a lot of walks. And it counts 3-0 to Erickson. These Gators have been in Oklahoma City 3 out of the last 4 years, including each of the last 2 seasons. Remember the run to the semis 2 years ago. And you've got a lot of seniors. You've got a lot of outgoing players that know they've got one last journey.
I think there's a lot of freedom that comes with being in the moment, enjoying it, taking it for a ride.
Erickson hits that one hard. That's another base hit for Erickson. So it's a 3-hit day for Shoemaker and Erickson at the top of the order.
And I think whenever Brown, now she's coming up to hit as well, whenever she is starting to get those extra base hits, you look at this Florida lineup and it feels like a gauntlet. Shoemaker has home run power. Erickson has home run power. You want to pitch around them, get to Brown. She's able to get those double numbers up. Where do you go? Where do you turn?
That's hit through the left side. And so it is 3 straight hits for the Gators. Like a lot of elite teams, there's just a lot of might and muscle at the top of this order. And it continues with Thomas.
The past 5 or 6 years, we've seen a huge shift in the traditional lineup sequence of you're not going with your high average, you're not going with your slappers, you are going with your home run hitters, those that can get those home runs, and you're putting your slappers in those high average, in those 7, 8, 9 spots, because once the game gets going, you're able to continue to turn over the lineup, but also get those runs and set the tone and set the pace early.
So it's no surprise. Thomas, by the way, has not been retired. A couple of walks and then the sacrifice fly brought in a run. It's no surprise the offensive numbers have skyrocketed across the game for years now. That's what made this past regular season just so exciting. The home run races individually, the team marks that were records that were rewritten throughout the year for many teams. Thomas down the line. That is off of Register's mitt. Florida might get another run. Erickson scores, and it's 12-0. Thomas hits it hard, and that hit drives in another.
Hit the ball hard, hit the ball hard, hit the ball hard. This pitch is elevated and it's left over the middle of the plate. Thomas, she has so much power behind her swing. She's going to be able to get a hold of that send it through, like you said, just off the glove. But whenever you have a ball with that high exit velo, it is difficult to handle. That's why we've seen Florida every single time they've come up. It's been in the very first inning, 7 batters faced. And then ever since, 8 batters in the second, 8 batters in the third, and now 9 batters here in the fourth.
Nicole, Florida's 1 through 4 hitters today, 9 for 12.
How's that for production at the top of the lineup? And also, it's not just getting on base, it's the RBI production as well in that top of the lineup. So they're not just getting on, they're making an impact.
Florida A&M had the shift on. Ramos makes the play, and the inning comes to a close. The Gators get 4 more. They're trying to put the finishing touches on this one after Shoemaker's blast. Capital One rewarding performance. Taylor Shoemaker has driven in 5 runs, 3 for 4 today, and the exclamation point, her 3-run blast in the bottom half of the fourth.
You knew off the bat that one was out, and you and I were talking. We've seen a lot of run production. We hadn't seen a home run yet. Well, she must have been tuning in. Maybe there's a headset or something, but she was like, all right, I'll show you a little bit of home run power, and that one just deep into right center field. That's what she does best, and those power numbers are only going to continue to climb as long as Florida is in the tournament. That's what they do best. That is how they win games, is get runs across the board. Have some fun while they're doing it. Fans also joining in, but they're a team that likes to play loose. They like to play free. And they've been really fun to watch so far today, is just how they've handled the game and how they've been going after it.
Leah Stevens is on in the circle here to try to shut the door in this regional opener. So because Florida has this large of a lead, they lead by more than 8. As we move into this 5th inning, the run rule provision is in effect. So the Gators need just 3 outs here. That's all. It'll be Spooner, Douglas, and Smith expected at the plate in the top half of the 5th inning. Day 1 of this regional weekend. And the Gators are very close to sending themselves to that winner's game tomorrow to start the day. Spooner lifts this one. Should be playable for somebody. Cahalan takes charge, and there's one gone. And so the Gators, presumably, they shut the door here. They will await the winner of our second game today. Texas State and Georgia Tech will be our second battle. That should be a compelling one. You've got the Giant Killers in Texas State. There they are from San Marcos. They have beaten a number of elite programs around the nation this year. Meanwhile, Georgia Tech played a gauntlet of a schedule. They are a battle-tested group. That seems like that's going to be a very evenly matched game. You got a couple of programs that could put on a good show.
Yeah, very evenly matched as far as when it comes to talent, whenever it comes to power numbers. But also one thing that I think of is Georgia Tech, they have familiarity with Florida, not only playing against them, but playing on this field earlier this season. 5 games. Texas State, not as much, in fact, but they are very familiar against facing elite level hitting teams, not just SEC quality, but high home run hitting quality teams. And I think either one of those, whoever comes out of that, if Florida continues to get the last 2 outs here, that is going to be the biggest challenge, is who can suffocate this offense. Because as you see with the score, they score a lot of runs.
Well, there's one name that comes to mind, and it seems like the most prolific, if you want to call it that, pitcher in this regional in terms of the numbers. It's Texas State's Madison Azua.
Yeah, what she's been able to do in the circle has been nothing short of phenomenal. But she has been the main arm, and Shrewd is her number 2, but she's been the main arm, and she has to get through this Georgia Tech game in order to face Florida. So I think that's the biggest thing, is neither one of those 2 teams, yes, it's easy to get distracted and go, well, Florida could be sitting on the other side of this. You have a challenging opponent for either side that you have to get through and stay locked into to be able to get to Florida.
It really winds up becoming detrimental. I don't want to make it sound too dramatic, but losing that Friday game, it is extremely difficult to dig out of the hole. So Douglas just walked. You got Samantha Smith. Hitting for a second time today. So she is one of the 3 Rattlers that have reached base. She was hit by a Rothrock pitch back in the 3rd. Was actually the first to reach. And so Stevens, Oxley, and Rothrock, they are trying to complete this perhaps one hitter that they have going here. Ramos has the only hit, and that was a flare into shallow right center. Wasn't necessarily hard hit. That's in for a called second strike. Remember, coming up when we are done here, the number 1 seed in the field, Alabama, will play when we are done here on the SEC Network. 2 gone in the 5th.
Again, a little bit more, I don't want to say miscommunication because the ball didn't drop, but there was a collision over there for the 3rd time for Florida, who's known for having such solid defense. And Erickson continues to call. And she's able to get the grab over at first base. But that, to me, if I'm watching Florida, I'm going, defense has been their Achilles heel. You see it 3 times, and they're able to get away with it. But if it's a tight game, a close game, that is something that I'm keeping my eye on.
This could be the last out of the game. Again, Florida leading by more than 8 runs. And the Rattlers are down to their final out. And this would be a run rule victory for the Gators to kick off the weekend. Kiara Beltre pinch hits for Register. In foul ground, up in the air. Grover's got it. Ball game over. And the Gators overwhelm in game 1. They scored 12 runs. And 3 pitchers combined for a 1-hit shutout.
I think whenever you want to come out of your own regional and have everyone around the country, everyone in your regional go, oh, okay, this is the tone that you want to set. And even more beyond what everyone else is thinking, what everyone else is looking at, can you take care of the little things? And offensively and pitching-wise, the Florida Gators, they took care of business in the circle. They were very efficient with the pitches that they were throwing. Their defense didn't make too many errors. There were a few miscues, but overall it looked pretty solid. And then offensively, we got to see them really shine. Florida Gators, they put themselves on top in the first game.
And so they await the winner of our next battle between Texas State and Georgia Tech in this double elimination regional weekend. Who's going to advance to face the number 6 national seed? You can catch our upcoming game at 1:30 on ESPN+. The Gators, they're hungry this weekend. Yeah, they feasted today. Remember, Alabama, the number 1 overall seed, begins its tournament at 1 Eastern. For Nicole and the crew, I'm Kevin. We're saying so long for now from Gainesville.